All right, so today I'm going to show how I end up stabilizing certain woods. This is a piece of Nicaraguan Rosewood that is part of the 50th anniversary to Roberto-Venn project. And the wood is particularly brittle. There's a little bit of cracking that I've noticed in the board, so I'm going to go ahead and just stabilize this set. And there's a couple different ways I like doing it. I'm going to go ahead and do the entire back on this, and so I'm going to do it with a 24-hour epoxy, which I've already mixed up and have here, and then I'm going to show you my debulking process and how I go about doing it. So to start, I have a 24-hour epoxy here and just a foam brush applicator just to put this stuff on. I'm going to put it on a little heavy only because a lot of this is going to end up soaking through, and I want to make sure that there's enough on there and I don't end up starving it at all. There's no need for me to hit the seam strip that's on here that was just recently put on. So I'm just going around the sides of it, making sure that, once again, I have plenty of it on here. Probably goes without saying that I'm doing this on some wax paper so I don't end up getting epoxy all over my workbench. This goes on pretty quick. Once I put this into my vacuum press, I'm pressing at full pressure, which for me in my shop in the desert is about 25 pounds, 26 pounds if I'm lucky per square inch. I'm just going to do the full pressure. In this instance, it really, the more I can pull through, the better. Stabilize that wood even more and to ensure that we're not going to end up with any cracks. So in the vacuum press itself, on the very bottom, I have a breather mesh that goes across the whole thing, sits on top of a hard piece of plywood, and then of course it's covered with wax paper. I'm going to go ahead and set this in, and I'm going to cover it with wax paper again. Don't have to be too neat and tidy with this. I'm going to fold the top up and then turn my vacuum on. Now, this process doesn't really take very long in order to get it to soak through the wood. On average, I give it about 5 minutes, depending on the type of wood that it is. 5 minutes, I'm going to take it off and we'll pick up from there.